Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Good to have you here, chickens. It's Angela, of course. Today's Friday and we are going to make some exciting little projects for our, well, one project really, for our journal, our Christmas journal. I've been looking forward to doing this. So while the sun is shining and we've got good light, this is the opportune moment to do so. So got lots of things going on here. I hope I've remembered to everything I need to share with you today. I'm going to share with you first of all the papers and things that you need. All right, so I'm using the bauble background paper. This is all from my Spirit of Christmas journal collection. I've got the gingham, I've got some green. We're going to make some pockets. I'll give you the measurements a little later. A good few sentiments from my ephemera kit, and we are also going to use the holly and mistletoe. I think it's mistletoe. There we go. It's both of them in there. So that's a paper we're going to need. I've also got this one which has holly and bells. We're going to use a piece of that. Again, I'll give you the measurements. I have put in one of these pages. However, if you don't have this, that's all right. You can use a tea stain page. We're going to cover most of it anyway. All right, so that's going to be a piece there. I've used this particular background page. I think this is with the actual journal pages, so this one. And I have taken this from my background pages where I'm going to show you how I go about making some tags. All right, so this is one of the collage pages from the background. So that's what you need, all those bits and bobs to make what we're going to make today. That's the paper side. On the other side, so your little fabricy bits and ribbons and things, you're going to need ribbons for your tags. So that's what I've used. I've already put them in my tags. I've got the red pointed lace, cotton pointed lace I'm going to use. I'm going to go and use some of this little mini pom-pom. It's the most gorgeous mini size and color. This is part of my ribbon bundle as well. This is the lace. And then we're going to use the lovely green pointed crocheted lace as well. All right, this bit I've got under here was in my fabric bundle. I gave you a large piece of this because there's a couple of things I'm going to do. This is one of the things I'm going to do today. I have cut a piece of this off. I'll give you the measurement for this quickly. It's just short of 5 inches and it's 13 inches across. I think we're going to trim a bit off, but you need about 4.5 inches this way. All right, you've got quite a big piece in there. So grab that. I'm just going to put those back here. I hope I remember to put this on. I'm just having nightmares that I'm going to forget that. So please shout loud if I haven't done it. Then again, more sentiments, some fussy cuts from the fussy cut background page. I've got a couple of those, 4 there. I'm going to use the holly, the poinsettia and the reindeer from my adornments bundles, which I have in my website shop. This is all from my website shop. All right, so we're going to use that. I've got a holly pack somewhere. I must have packed it away. These are amazing value, really good quality. I love these reindeers. Everyone's eyes are different. Some look like they had a few, others look like they're confused. Well, I just love them. We're going to use some of those today as well. All right, I think that's everything. I've got my 2 signatures there, but we don't have to put it in. It is loose and it's a sort of standalone, but it's going to go in the middle of one of our signatures. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to start with this piece over here. Right, so this is like a background page. Okay, mine is 11 3/4 inches wide. You're welcome to cut it down if you want to. Obviously, if you've got a US letter page, yours is 11 inches. That doesn't matter, all right? Yours or the US letter is slightly wider by 1/4 inch, and again, that doesn't matter. What I do want you to do is, everybody, measure 2 1/4 inches down, all right? And that is about, I think it's 6 centimeters. I think it's 5.8 to be precise, but 6 centimeters will be absolutely fine, and then you want to fold that up. So you've measured from there to there, and you want to fold that up. Excuse that, the printer needed a clean. I get all the dirty pages. You get all the clean ones. Right, so there we go. And just do that. Right, I've also folded it in half. So you want to just meet those two and give it a burnish in the middle. And then this bit, as I said, is folded up. All right. You then want to cut out, this is again the length of your page, and this is exactly the same, 2 1/4 inches wide, or about 6 centimeters. I think it's 5.8 to be precise, but whatever you're going for, these two just need to be the same. All right, so that's what we got there. Then if you just turn this over quickly, we're going to put a backing piece on here, and that measurement, I think that's 6 inches. So yeah, it's 6 inches, and that's about 15 centimeters. Again, it's the length of your page. All right, so that's what you've got there. So we've got all our bits and bobs together to start putting on, or doing the next, following along with the next step. Right, so what I thought I'd do here is I'm using this piece to sandwich in my little bit here. So I'm going to take this fabric, which is a beautiful organza with a lovely decoration on it. I love it. It's got some glitz in it, so I thought it was perfect for Christmas. And you can see it's a bit wider. I only need 11 3/4 inches, but you might only need 11 if you're doing US. And what I want to do is I want to line it up with the top there, and I'm going to stick it in over here. And I forgot to put my fabric tack upside down. All right, we're going to leave this flap up. All right, we're going to get, I'm having mine a little bit over on each side because then I can trim it and know it's flush. So as long as you've measured that this bit here is flush, if you want, you could put a little hem in, but I'm not going to. This is sturdy enough, it doesn't need that. So I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to use 2 little clips just to hold the top nicely while I glue it. So I'm going to just go there, make sure it's flush, and here make sure it's flush, and maybe one in the middle just for good luck, for good measure. Right. That's the word. Okay, right, so the top is nice and flush. There's enough over the edge, and I've got about 1 inch here, which is going to make sure that that stays in place very nicely. Right, we're only gluing along the bottom here, so I'm going to get that glue, plenty of it, because you're not going to see the rest of this. We're going to sandwich it together with another piece. Okay, I'm going to just smooth that down like that. Right, so now that's going to be where I want it to be, and I'm quite happy with that. What I want to do now, while it's all in place, I'm going to now put glue on the rest of this. Right, so now you want to take this piece that you've cut out, just check if you've got writing like I have here, that it is the right way. And you want to just get that, and I can't get my head under the camera, so let's just hope that I do actually have it where I need it to be. I'm just lining it up with a piece underneath, like that. Okay, a little bit higher there. Gotta love fabric tack, it gives you that little moment where you can just roll it all up. There we go. Right, I've got a little bit of white sticking out there, but that's okay. I'm going to use my distressing to get rid of that, as you do. Oh, I knew I'd forget to put the pom-pom trim on. That's okay. I haven't gone quite to the edge here because I was going to sew, so that's all right. Just take your bone folder if you're using the fabric tack, and run it across there. I'm going to put on some of this, so I'm going to just measure it quickly. Yeah, I heard you guys just in time. Right, so I think there's enough glue there. I'm going to just tuck that under like that. And I think I'm going to now take these clips and put them on the bottom. There we go. So you've got this between the sandwich here, and you want it just to peek out nicely. When you've got it where you want it, just take a clip and clip it in place. Now, if you are not going to sew, I would run a bead of glue in there before you do what I'm doing now. If you're not, but I am going to sew. All right, so I've clipped that all in place. Now, before I go and stitch that, what I want to do is I want to take my pencil. We've got a halfway mark there for the middle. I'm just going to roll that back, run my ruler in here, and just put this. You won't see this bit because you'll stitch that into your signature. But the other thing is I will be stitching on the edge, but what you want to do is get the halfway mark between there and there. This is 5 3/4, and that's just because of what mine is, but yours might be 5 1/2 if it's American. Just get the halfway mark here. I think for me it's going to be easier in centimeters. So we've got 446. 146 divided by 2 is 73. When you're at home, yeah, 73 for me, but just measure yours so that you know. So 71, 2, 3, that's over there, and then I'm just going to do it over there as well. 71, 2, 3. I hope I did that right. Okay, so I'm just going to line these up here, and I'll show you why I'm doing that, because I'm going to make pockets, so I want to stitch up there. If you're not going to stitch, you can sew, but I'm going to do the same here, I think. Okay, so I can see through it, but I'm going to stitch over it. Okay, I think we're ready. Get some more clips out. Lots of clips today. They're all handy. Okay, so excuse me. Right, again, just making sure that that meets up with the top, and like that. We're not stitching across the top, so this is a good place to clip in between. And just make sure that this is lying nice and flat. You don't want it to not bubble, but you know, be uneven. So there we go. Right, what am I going to do? If you're stitching, I'm going to stitch from that side right down there, round that edge, up here. Then I'm going to stitch up there on that line, up there on that line, and up there on that line. If you are not able to stitch, then all you need to do is glue that edge down, glue that edge down. I would also draw the light lines there, and before you fold this back, run your a nice fine point of glue there, there, and there. All right, let me go do that quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have sewn. You can see I went straight around there, and then I filled in each one of these, and I did sew it right down to the bottom so that you've got 4 pockets. I did have a sort of a brainwave while I was sewing. I didn't cut the edge off. I tucked it around the side like that. And the reason is we're going to put on a backing piece, so you're not going to see any of that. So you can see better on that side where I've sewn. The bobbin got jammed, so yeah, it was a long story. Anyway, so there we go. That's what we've got there. Now, before I get, let's stick on the backing piece now. All right, so that's going to cover that whole area there, like that, and you're not going to see any of the sewing. So make sure that it fits. It looks like it does. I've got a little bit of a overhang here of my other bit. I don't know why that is. So I'm just going to trim that off like that. There we go. Right. And now I can trim these down a bit. You don't need to have all that extra there. So trim that off. Keep those bits, they're nice for making side decorations on your pages. Right, so we've got that there, and we want to stick this over, and I'm just double checking that and that, and if there's any overhang, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to just take my fabric tack because it's the easiest to get on, and in fact I'm going to just put it all over here like this. I hope you're all having fun, and your bundles should have arrived if you've ordered fabric bundles or any parcels from me, printed kits, etc. And I bet the fun's going to begin this weekend. You haven't got too much to catch up on, or maybe you just need to add little decorations, etc. So yeah, go and have some fun. I am loving this. It's the favorite Christmas journal I've made so far. I feel very festive, and I think it's because I've been working on Christmas kits and things for a while. a good few months really. So yeah, lots of fun to be had, so I encourage you all. Yeah, so this is going to be a lovely addition to our journal. I was going to make two, but I thought, no, I want to do something else for the other center spread, so we are just making the one. Right, once you've got all your glue on, get it right down to the bottom edge there, like that. Right. Then we can get this on. So I get that over there and here, and that covers up everything, but it also makes this nice and strong, and that's what we want. Okay, hopefully that's got a little bit of an overhang there, so not too much, but I'm going to just trim it off quickly. And it's looking good. And then just take your distress ink, because if you're like me, you don't like white bits sticking out of paper. I don't. And then you can do that on the edges as well. Awesome. So we've got that lot done. I had already inked this, so that's okay. And I'm loving that little pom-pom at the bottom. It's not too bulky, which is great. Right, on the side, we are now going to put on some pockets. I have cut these, so you want one of each. Excuse me. These are 5 by 5 inches. That's 12.5 by 12.5 centimeters. They are the same. All right. So you want one with the mistletoe and one with the baubles. Okay, so I'm going to put that way, and I'm going to put that one. I'm just looking which is this is the right way. Yeah, I'm looking at my design. Right, so we want to have this over here. Yeah, I'm just thinking I want to put something in there, so these pockets are going to be side pockets, and I'm going to go and stick those down. Now you can always put, and maybe we should do that. No, I'm not going to do it. No, she says she's not going to do it. Right, I'm going to use my pencil. Just want to make a little line here, so I'm not going to be too far off there. Probably got about 3/4 of an inch there and slightly less there. I just want to make a line there and there, and then while I'm at it, I want to do the same here, so that these, when I've glued, I don't worry about it. Right, that looks straight. This is just when I do remember to do it, I find it very helpful. Right, put your hand on the side, you don't want the glue, which is here, and then we can just run some glue on here. Okay, now you see, you go straight to your little lines. So there's the one, there's the other, and you know it's straight and you don't panic. So that's my answer for that one. Okay, and then on this one, same thing. I don't want the glue here, so we'll get the glue over there. Right, so we've got those ones. Then these little ones, I've cut to these 3 by 3 inches, and that equates to 7.5 by 7.5 centimeters. Right, I do it double because it is just paper, and I'm going to fold it in half so it makes a more robust pocket. That's all I'm doing here. So there we go. One in green, one in red. They come from the background pages, as do these. So we're going to put the green on here and the red on here. Right, I'm also going to put some lace on, and it's not going to interfere with the pockets, but this is what I'm going to use this for. So I'm going to put it on this side here, and I should have another one for the side here. Right, I'm going to stick this one over here, this one over here, and I'm only going to do this off camera or speed it up just so that you are not left watching me doing boring stuff. I want to keep the video at a length that's going to be quicker to upload, so you know, with YouTube being so slow. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to run and bead a glue down there, trim that all off and stick it down, and I'll be with you shortly. Okay, so you can see I've stuck these down, I've put in the little pockets, and I've just put the alternate little sentiments. You can stick something in there and in there and in there, and all I want to do now is I want to just add on a little bit of holly. So I'm going to do that with my Fabri-Tac, and this is really going to glitz it up. I do like these are really good quality. I do recommend them. So yeah, we like a little bit of glitz, don't we? So I don't want to get it over the pocket line really, so I'm going to put it there, and that still enables me to use that pocket. So there we go. And then a little poinsettia, I'm going to get it again, yeah, maybe just a little bit more on the lace. So I'm just going to get some of that on there. I'm going to use this again and turn this over. So I'm going to turn it over so these are going to lie pretty flat. Right, I want to put on lace here, so this is where I'm going to go with green. So we are making it very colorful. I'm going to run the glue across there, and the way I'm going to do that to get it straight is use my ruler as a guide. I'm going to just put the ruler at the top here. You can put it anywhere really. I'm not going to glue against the ruler, but I am going to glue next to it just so that I have some kind of a guide that I'm going straight as I think I should be, you know. And then my ruler is sort of tilted up a bit so that it's not going to stick on the side, but if it does, just wipe it with a wet wipe, you know. So there we go. I can sort of see where I'm going, and it just gives you that confidence to do this and know that you are going straight. Just make sure you've got plenty on the end. Right, fingers crossed. Get our lace. I'm gonna get that stuck on the end. You can put your ruler back there now and just meet it back up to the ruler, and then you know you've got it straight. There we go. And press it with your fingers. Plonk, plonk. Okay, that looks pretty all right. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to just trim this little bit off here. Oh, I love the colors. The colors are so festive. Just cut that little bit off. There we go. And then we're going to just put a few goodies on here. So let's get some of the stuff out the way. Right, so I've got a couple of sentiments and things. So I've got I love Christmas time, and don't get your tinsel in a tangle. I love that. I don't know why, but I do. It's my sort of silly sense of humor. I do think in pictures, so you know, I have when people say things, I do visualize it in my head. And yeah, it's just my sense of humor, I suppose. Right, and there's a lot of tangling of tinsel on Christmas during Christmas time, isn't there? Right, so we've got that there, and I do want to put the reindeer because I wanted some glitz because it's talking about tinsel. So I thought, yes, we're going to put you on. We are. I'm going to get this one. I'm sure the other works, but I want to make sure he sticks down nicely. And I do love these reindeers. Second time I'm using him. Right. You get plenty of them too. Right, so come on, mister. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. There we go. You don't want to put anything beyond this halfway mark because that's the middle of your page. So how sweet is that? That is so sweet. Right, and then everything's sticking to my fingers today. I'm going to just put a bit of a poinsettia over here. We'll do that with our paper glue. And this glue is really lasting well. I use it all the time, and I bought it at the end of July. Well, I started using it at the end of July. So yeah, that's really good going. Okay, so we'll get that there. And then on this side, we'll just get you stuck down. So I have got all of that down. We've got all of that down, and I want to just put in a couple of bits. So let's just, before we do anything, I want to just press along that stitch line with my bone folder. And then take your bone folder and just run it there. And you want to just get that lifted. There we go. Okay. Like that, hold those edges there. And then just press that like that. Alright, so that's how it's going to be ultimately. Now I'm going to show you how I went about making these tags. I've got 4 tags. I've drawn it on this piece of paper so that you can see. I took a measurement, which hopefully is now going to fit in here. She says 7 centimeters or 2 3/4 inches for mine. Yours might be slightly narrower, but just fractionally. Just measure, because you know we are using different lengths of paper for US size and A4. And then I drew myself a little template. So like this. All right. So you've got 2 3/4, and then the length of your paper, and it's just over, because I just want the bows to stick over. All right, so that's what it is. In my case, that is 6 inches, which is what this is. All right, so there we go. Just measure it once you've sewn this. Now I've got these 4 tags, and I'm going to show you what I did with them and how I made them. All right, so I took this collage page. It's the one with the green border. This one didn't have it because this is a practice piece I was doing. Right, and then I've taken that template and I drew around the areas I wanted before I cut them out. So this was my practice piece of where I was going to do it, and then I did it on my actual page. You don't need to do this because I've done it for you. And then you can see I cut that one out from there. I've stuck on half of a snowflake, I'll show you where the other bit is, and put on special delivery and sewn around it and put in a ribbon. Okay, so that's that one. Then this one over here, I have just stuck on Holiday Cheer from my sentiments, the smaller version, the mini, in the sentiments, and then the other bit of the snowflake from there is up here. All right, so that's that one. Then I've got the little girl. I've just put a red snowflake. I've cut a little bit of it off, and Believe, also from our sentiments. That's there. And then this one is over here. I've put just the season and a gold snowflake. That's all I did for that one, and that's from over there. Okay, so that's how I went about getting these, and I really love how they've turned out, I must say. Okay, so we are going to put these in here, and with any luck they should go in. Now I will say, you haven't stuck it down, but you have sandwiched that, so you might need to take your bone folder and sort of dig down just initially, and then just give it a bit of a bend. All right, and we should fit that in, so that should slide in nicely there, the paper, and prevent it from sticking too far down. So I just want it there with the ribbons out. And then I'm going to go with a green one. So there's no specific order for this. Let me just make sure that I've got it loose. There we go. There we go. It should be easier once you put them in once. Not that it's tight, there's plenty room, but just to lift this base piece up. And I love how that's turned out. Now I'm going to just go and grab the goodies to put in on this side. Right, so we're going to put in our little ephemera bits here. So I've got these two from my ephemera pack, Let It Snow and Festive Fun. So I thought I would just put that one in there, all the green, the green with the red writing over there, and this one over here. All right, and then what I did was I took my mini altered pages, the one that I printed 2 to a page. Well, that's what I've done. I've printed 2 to a page, so they're half the size. You can also print them at 50% on scale if you don't have that option. I have just backed them with backing paper, stitched around them. These two were next to each other. I've cut them in half, and just put in an eyelet and a bit of ribbon over there. So that's just going to slide into that side like that. And this one will just slide into this side like that. So you've got lots of place to house. I mean, these would fit a beautiful photograph on as well, you know, writing, anything you want really. So that's what we've got there. So there we go. We've got lots of pockets, and we've got lots of tags. I love how these tags have all come together here, and how it's all going to work. Now, just to take one of these signatures, the one on the top here, I am going to put it in over here. Like that, so it's going to show off beautifully against this. I will add some decorative bits on here, but nothing other than that, just so that it can set off this gorgeous sort of centerpiece over here. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so that's our project for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had fun making it, and I love this effect. And yeah, your pockets should work fine after you've got them in once. So there we go. It's just the initial, lift it up with the bone folder, and there we have all our gorgeous little ribbons peeking out of the reindeers. All right, everyone, go and have a lovely Friday. I'll be back on Sunday with another little project to go into our journals. I must say that there is a collaboration coming up for Christmas with Rach and Bella, and it starts on the 1st of November next week, which is really very soon. I think that's next Wednesday. I'm taking part. I'll tell you more about that on Sunday, so come and join me. Yeah, and thank you so much as always for bearing with me and joining me on this little Christmas journal adventure. I'll see you on Sunday, everyone. Bye-bye.